How's it hanging, dudes? My name is Sean and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution video. That's right, guys, regular scheduled programming. We got another JWE video for you guys. And so before we jump right into the video, I just want to take this time to say thank you for everybody who joined the giveaway. And of course, you know, only one person will get the game, so just realize that there's only can be one winner, you know, but there will be giveaways in the future. I'm also a published author, so I can give away my book and stuff like that. And there's a couple of things, you know, I might have in the works later on down the road. So make sure you stay inside Discord, because that's where the giveaways are always going to be done at. And why not? We have an awesome community in there. People like to talk about dinos and stuff. So, and that's what the server's for. So, like, again, I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. So, okay, so let's get right into the video. Okay, so I've had a lot of people ask me, you know, what's the best way to keep your dinosaur in their enclosure, right? And, you know, are there some tips, some hints, and, you know, because when life finds a way, life finds a way, right? And you don't want your guests to be eaten and stuff like that. I'm sure that will significantly impact your profit and, you know, your park rating and people coming to your park and stuff like that, all of which numbers you want to keep high, not low. So how do you go about that, right? Well, a lot of people, you know, like they would do in JPOG, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, you will definitely do a double fence. You can definitely do a double fence. Now, here's the thing about double fence. Yeah, they break through one fence. You know, the second fence will stop them for a little while. But if their food meter is too low, they don't have enough food, they're in competition with other dinosaurs in the smaller enclosure, or they don't have enough water, their social meter isn't high enough, there's a number of different factors. Their environment isn't well balanced enough, you know, the ecosystem itself in which they live in. All these things are going to make your dinosaur agitated. You know, it's going to make them, you're definitely going to see them getting disgruntled. And once you have a lot of dinosaurs in your park, it's going to be hard to manage them all and look at all the notifications and make sure every single dinosaur is happy. Eventually, there's going to be one or two dinosaurs that are just mad, let alone, you know, a tornado coming in and just ransacking everything. So that aside, let's see what we can do. So first off, you want to make sure you build the nicest enclosure for each dinosaur. It doesn't matter if you do not like trikes and you just want to have your trikes in your enclosure just because it's the genome you just got and you just want to go ahead and have the trikes because why not? It's a trike. But trike's not necessarily your favorite, so you're not going to put as much work into the enclosure. You have to get out of that state of mind. You have to. Every single dinosaur is going to have the most optimized enclosure, or they will suffer and they will break out of your fence. And even like one of the developers said, even a large herbivore walking towards you has a lot of weight to it, and it can step, you know, potentially step on any of your guests. So even if a carnivore gets out or a herbivore gets out, they're both equally as dangerous. Well, maybe not equally as dangerous, but they can both do some damage to your park guest, right? So your enclosure has to be of peak performance. We might do a video later on ways to make your enclosure all it could possibly be, but today's not that video. So what can we do? So we have our double fence, right? Now let me talk about this double fence first. Your regular fence and then your second fence, right? Okay, so you'll see this overlay picture I have right about here, and it'll kind of better show what I'm talking about here with the double fence. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. If a dinosaur is mad enough, it's not going to take long for them to break out of that second fence, especially if they're not upgraded. So what you definitely want to do first is invest in security. Invest in enough security to where you think that some of your higher tiered carnivores will definitely stay inside their enclosure, right? Okay, so that's that. Now you build your second fence, and if you're like me, it's the aesthetics that's really going to make you mad. It's like, man, there's a double fence there, and park guests walking around the edge of the fence can't really see the dinosaurs too much because there is a double fence, and you're just really there to contain them for security reasons, but your guests can't really see them, so that'll ruin your park rating a little bit, right? Okay, so what you can do is, and what I think I want to do is just to tinker around with the guest attractions and stuff like that to see if they like the enclosures. I'm actually going to do the double fence, and then around the edge of the outside second fence, I'm gonna put a whole bunch of trees, a whole bunch of, you know, just foliage and stuff like that. I don't want them to see the dinosaur. I don't want them to see the dinosaur until they get to the viewing area, and then maybe before they get to the viewing area, there's a little gate they go through the first barrier, the first fence, and there's a nice little winding path in between the two fences where they can then see the dinosaurs right through the first fence. Now, here's a problem you might run into. If you do that just for aesthetics, just for aesthetic purposes, which might be really nice, it'd be really cool, you know, especially if you have higher tiered fences, you might not even have to worry about it. But if they're lower tiered fences and a dinosaur breaks out of the first fence, well, that means your guest might be trapped inside that little cylinder, that little hallway between the two fences. But if you could pull it off, you could have a nice little winding pathway with some nice rocks and maybe some foliage and stuff like that. So, you know, that's actually kind of a cool idea, and it's also a nice way to add that extra little touch to your park, because I don't think a lot of people's thought about that. You know what I mean? If you're going to do a double fence, what's the most aesthetically pleasing way to build that double fence, you know? And it's also going to cost a little extra money to do so, but until you have the maxed out security tree, you know, how that might be the best way to go about that, keeping your dinosaurs in, because we don't know what the consequences are for one of your park guests getting eaten. It might only take just a few guests being killed before your park starts getting some serious fines or even shut down by the DPG or whoever, you know. There might be some lawsuits on your door, you know. So we don't really know. But now a lot of other people have been talking about a lot of other people. English is not my strong suit today. So a lot of people have been talking about maybe a moat, either a moat around the inside of the first fence or a moat around the outside fence, you know, containing the entire thing. But here's the problem with that. We don't know if the water level will go deep enough for a dinosaur to, I guess, sink, you know what I mean? And then we don't know if there's swimming animations. They might just be able to swim and just get right out of the moat. You know, that might be a possibility. So I don't know if a moat is necessarily going to keep them in. If it's deep enough, it might keep some of the smaller dinosaurs in, yeah, if there's no swimming animation. But there's even no guarantee that, you know, you can have that deep of a depth of water. You know, and especially some of these smaller islands, you know, you would be realistically, you'd only be able to go so deep into the ground before you'd hit, you know, like silt and clay and then bedrock, and then you're hitting ocean, you know. So that might not, if they're going super realistic, which that probably won't be as realistic. They probably won't do that. But if so, you know, realistically, they won't let you go that far down because it is islands and you can't dig that deep. So, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there is no limit to how deep you can go, you know, or maybe the limit is actually significantly larger than what I thought. But, you know, we could try a moat, and maybe, but I really don't think that'll really help too much. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys have a better idea than I do. You know, I want to see you down in the comment section below anyway. So, yeah, that's that. Now, again, I have to reiterate, the best way to make sure your dinosaurs don't break out is to keep them happy. You have to keep them happy. If they're sick, make sure you heal them. If there's a carnivore in that enclosure, get it out. You don't want your guys stressed. If parasaurs need, you know, 6 or 7 parasaurs in an exhibit to keep them minimally happy, give them 9 or 10. You know, if there's a bunch of gallimimus running about and there's only maybe 5 or 6 gallimimus and they need 13 or 14 just to be at base happiness, you know, give them 16, 17. Put 20 gallimimuses in there. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Now, I also would like to talk a little bit about different kinds of fences. Now, we see the regular steel and electric wire fences that are on a power grid and stuff like that. What about chain link fences? Those are kind of a little outdated, so I don't think those will be in the game. Kind of like, you know, Jurassic Park. You know what I mean? Some of the smaller crappy fences that you see, and then there's some of the better fences that you see in the original Jurassic Park too. But what I think is going to be a big step up is probably concrete barriers. That's probably going to be like a base of concrete barrier, some electrified, you know, poles running up out of, you know, the concrete every so often with some nice metal bars in between, really high up. Now, here's the thing. Guests won't be able to see that too much. You know, they won't be able to see through there too much. And I don't know how much that'll impact your park rating. So you might have to find that balance in between having safe enclosures, double fences, concrete fences, and your parks, you and your guests being able to walk past and see some of your dinosaurs. You know, I don't really know how that's going to work. We don't have too much in on that just yet. But that's really all the ideas I have, guys. We can do a part 2 of this if this video does well and you guys want some more, have some better ideas. Maybe I can do like a subscriber comment section video where I kind of pick your ideas and kind of talk about them. You know, maybe we can do something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Here's today's upload, guys. I hope you guys like it. You guys gave me this idea, so pat yourselves on the back. And definitely double fences. We're definitely gonna do some double fences. I mean, probably if you are stuck with the first tiered fence and you pick entertainment first, you might have to do double fences if you can't upgrade them, right? So, anyways, I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.